Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It's the Green Okie coming back at you again with another video breakdown. So, I think something a lot of people want to know is about is the Yakuza, and are they real? Have you ever come across any of them? Well, in this video, I have actually lived with a Yakuza member. Yeah. So, let's get into it. Yeah, so whenever I was first coming to Japan, I lived in Tokyo, and then after a while, I moved to the countryside and I started working for this different dispatch company. And essentially, I ended up running into a Yakuza member. Now, this was strange, because you know, how did I run into him? Well, he was also an English teacher. Like, go figure, right? He was like, he wasn't exactly excommunicated, but he just wasn't active. He was like, kind of like Mount Fuji. Like, it's an active volcano, but it's kind of dormant, He was kind of dormant, but he still he had everybody's numbers whenever he wanted to explode, you know? See what I did there? Um, but yeah, my experience with this person, like, I think I learned a lot of life lessons from this person, but yeah, the Yakuza are not like some people that are out to get you like every day. Not like, for example, if you go to maybe like Watts in California, something like that, and you mess with some people down there, and like they're gonna be on you, they're gonna be looking for you, they're gonna maybe mess up your house or something like that. They're gonna be knocking on your door, they're gonna make sure you can't sleep, they're gonna know where your loved ones are, they're gonna do all of that, right? um the Yakuza are not so, can I say, ruthless like that. you know these are normal people who basically don't accept the matrix that is Japan. So basically, it's just like, well, we'll let the government do it. No, we will do it. That's basically who the Yakuza are. You see what I'm saying? So they are a really organized crime, or can I say, organized people. Yeah, it's the line between them can be skewed a little bit. I don't want to just call them criminals, because they're not just criminals. There's a lot of layers to it, you see. Um, the Yakuza, you would never know what a Yakuza member looked like, because they're just everyday normal people, you see. And but they run mostly all of the government contracts in Japan. You see, they have a hand in it. You see, rather than just, let the government do this and do that, they would rather just go in and then just get the contracts for themselves and their organization. So, and the Yakuza member I was living with, this actually happened to be a black person, which was very, very, very amazing. It was like, of all the people in the world I would expect, it's another black person who is a Yakuza member, and he had perfect Japanese. He spoke perfect Japanese, which is how we were allowed to get this Go LDK house. He spoke perfect Japanese, and he was able to get like a car and stuff when he was over there. All of these things, it was really amazing, really amazing. But yeah, what kind of gave it away with him is that he had like a scar kind of going down his neck and stuff like that, from like a scuffle he had been in, you know. But yeah, he was really cool and everything like that. But yeah, these people are real, but they're not just out to get you. Like, basically, if there was a conflict with Yakuza members and stuff like that with an opposing faction or organization, it would just kind of stay between those factions, you know. So basically, they have like grenades. They'll go and maybe throw a grenade, something like that, at their establishment, or maybe just, you know, go to their establishment and maybe shoot it up or something like that. And what usually causes these disagreements is because of the hostess business, underground business. So the hostess business is basically like, you got these bar girls that will basically sit with Japanese usually salary men, and they go in and then they buy a lot of drinks and stuff like that. And what the hostess does, she invites their she puts a battery in their back in order for them to buy more and more from the bar, which in the end helps the Yakuza's establishment gain more money, and, you know, it does well for all the members, right? So what happens if that hostess girl, if she leaves and goes to another bar, and it happens to be an opposing Yakuza organization, right? This is what causes the friction between the Yakuza members. Is usually because maybe it's a hostess girl and she decided to not work at a hostess bar anymore, and they want her back. But the opposing Yakuza member or organization, they want her to stay there at their establishment. So now it's bad, because if she's there, that means that establishment could potentially go under now, especially if she was the main hostess girl, getting most of the clients to come in and buy drinks and stuff like that. It could absolutely be detrimental to that establishment and business, you know. So this is kind of what causes the conflicts, is usually because one of those hostess girls has left one establishment and went to another. So now this is the can I say, maybe the criminal aspect of it. Now there's another human part of them as well. Whenever Japan has earthquakes and stuff like that, and, you know, tsunamis, it's really not the government going out there to help those people. You see what I'm saying? You can't have a business if nobody is alive, right? You can't have a business if there's nobody here. You can't have a country if people aren't having babies, right? So whenever you see the national news and you see conflicts and stuff like that, it's usually those Yakuza members that are actually going out there to help those displaced citizens, or those citizens in need, after like huge hurricanes and storms, you see? Because the Yakuza has most of those government contracts anyway. So in a sense, they're kind of looking out for their investment in a way, but at the same time, they're also showing concern for their fellow citizens as well. You know, these are not just bloodthirsty monsters and stuff like that. No, these are just everyday, normal human beings who, they didn't accept the matrix that was Japan. You have to work hard all your life and just die. They went a different way, and they say, hey, we can kind of game the system. If we do this, X, Y, and Z, then we don't got to work as hard. We can take care of our children, and we can essentially do all these other things as well, you know? So, like I said, they have children like everybody else has children. The children are well off. That will also let you know that they also may be a Yakuza member, because if everybody in a certain locale at a certain school, if they're kind of poor, but then only like if certain students have like expensive cars and stuff like that, that may be a Yakuza member, you know, it may be a Yakuza member. And, you know, also, you know, you can't really punish them for fear of retaliation from their parents as well. So maybe they'll get like special treatment, stuff like that, and, you know, kind of turn the blind eye to them because they know who their parents are, you know. And also another telltale sign is, you know, of course, having a tattoo of the Yakuza, you know, in which, you know, which is their trademark. So they can't go into certain establishments and, you know, things of that nature. So, but yeah, the Yakuza member, they're very methodical, you know, they're very thought out, of course, well dressed, but at the end of the day, they're just normal human beings, just like you and I. That's it. And, you know, you'll be able to sleep next door to them because 9 times out of 10, their business isn't with you. Their business is with the underground and the government contracts, stuff like that. Yeah.